Now this is your virtual box. Huh? So what we're going to be doing now, the task says we should create what? We should install Windows what? XP, right? Okay, so we're going to be installing Windows XP using VirtualBox. So what we're going to do, we're going to click on New. Then we're going to type Winxp. Of course, it's a Microsoft Windows operating system, right? And we're using Windows what? XP. Now, the good thing about it is that Windows XP by default is what? 32-bit. Is that not correct? Now, most of us are using 64-bit computer, right? So if your 64-bit is not working, you can always switch to 32-bit. But in this case, I'm going to be using a 64-bit since my ISO image is a 64-bit image. So I'll click on Windows XP, 64-bit. I'll click Continue. Now, you see the default memory size is what? 192, right? So let's give it, what did we give last time? Huh? 7 what? 722. Okay. We'll click on Continue. Of course, we don't have a virtual hard drive, right? So we're going to create a new one. It says recommended size is what? 10 gig, which is okay for us, huh? For XP. So we'll click on Create. And we'll take the default. The default is VDI. VDI, it's unique to VirtualBox. Now, we all know VHD is unique to what? VHD is unique to Microsoft, right? If you were creating this virtual machine in Microsoft, you'll be using what? VHD. Now, if you are using virtual machine, VMware, if you're using VMware, the virtual hard drive for VMware is what? VMDK. Are we together? So in this case, we're using VHD. We just want it to be unique to it with it so that it can add more performance. So we'll take VDI. So we'll click Continue. Of course, we all know the difference between these two, right? Dynamic expand allocated, meaning it's only just going to allocate space out of that 10 gig that is used by the computer. As you add more content, the drive will expand until you get to 10 gig. But fix will give you all the available what? 10 gig at the same time. So we'll click on Continue. We'll take the default XP as the location of the name of the file. Excuse me. I took fixed, so click Continue. We'll give it the default name, except you want to specify a different name. Let's say, for example, you want to store the virtual machine in your USB instead of this computer. You now come to File, you browse, you now go to your. This is my I'm using a Mac computer, so I can come and say, okay, my only device attached to my computer now it's my partition. If I have a USB device now, it will also appear here. Then I can store the virtual machine on my USB. So every time I want to boot up my computer, I must make sure the USB is connected so that it can always see the file when it boots up on my computer. So I'll accept the default, I'll cancel. I'll accept the default, I'll click on Create. And XP will start creating. Depending on the speed of your computer, does not mean to take 1 minute for your computer. Yeah, mine is just taking a minute, even though the minute is appearing more than one time. So we'll just leave it now to go through with the installation. Yes, exactly what I'm doing, that's what you should be doing. Yes. So just give it some time. So when it's finished configuring, we'll now have our virtual computer ready. The next step is to now do the installation, which will be making use of the ISO image, right? Yeah, take note of that. It's very important. Not many people know how to do this. Even though it's there on the internet, it's there on everywhere on the web, but yet people still don't know how to configure these things. So it's almost done, so I'll just leave it to still run. We have approximately 10 seconds. We have 8, that's 6. A few seconds remaining. That's it. So You can see my computer is ready. Did you see everything is set up now? Now, the next step we want to do is to install this computer now with a DVD. But we all know that when we did A+, we learned that ISO image can also act like a DVD on the computer system. Is that not correct? So what I would do now, I will click on XP, make sure XP is selected. Then I'll come to what? Settings. Now, if you notice, on the setting list, you notice there's storage. Is that correct? Now, click on storage. Now, if you notice on storage, you see your controller there says IDE, Windows XP. Now, who can tell me, if you notice, Windows XP computers were unique with IDEs. Is that not correct? Huh? Now, but when Windows 7 came out, they were unique with SATA. Did you see how the virtual machine emulates exactly the same way the physical computer operates? That's a good thing you need to know about virtual machines. But in this case, we need to add a CD of the ISO image we're looking for, right? Which is XP. So what I will come now, we'll come to the controller IDE. Did you see where it says add DVD or CD device? So I'll click on that. Then I'll click on choose what? Disk. Okay, my disk should be on my I think it's on my document. So I'll go to my document. I'm looking for Windows XP. This Windows 7. I'm looking for XP. Except my XP is not here. Let me go to my desktop. Let me just confirm. Let me go to download as well. Let me confirm. Okay, I think peradventure my Windows XP image is not here. I think it's on my external hard drive. So just give me a minute. Okay, let me connect my external hard drive, and I'll be ready to set up my Windows XP. You can, if you found yours, you can go ahead and add it. So I'll just wait for my CD to come up on the computer. Then I'll look for the image. Okay, that's it there. It's Mr. Sam. It's come up. I think it should be somewhere in a folder called, should be in a folder. I think it should be IT training, software, soft. Something about IT software. Yeah. And we're looking for Windows XP. Okay. That's my Windows XP. Just a minute. Okay, that's my Windows XP, guys. So I'll click open. Okay, it's added. So it's an x86. It's an x86. I don't know if I have a 64. Let me confirm again. I just want to be sure I don't have a 64-bit of that version. Okay, then I'll go back to my general tab. I will change my 64-bit now to 32, because the image is 32-bit. So I'll go back to my storage just to confirm the image is still there. It's fine. If you go to network, you notice you have one network adapter. Okay, what I want you to do, instead of putting NAT, I want you to put it on where? Internal. Internal adapter meaning that it will not be sharing the network with your computer. If you wanted to share the network with your computer, meaning the router which your computer is connected to, the IP address that will be issuing your computer DHCP IP will also issue your virtual machine an IP as well. That is where you select what? Bridge what? Adapter. Are we together? But in this case, I want us to work with internal adapter, so that we can be able to work later on with Windows 7 and XP when we want to do our pinging. So put internal adapter. So this computer it's now currently separated from your physical network and the virtual network. Are we together? Okay. The next step is to go to the system. If you notice on the boot order, which on your physical computer is called the BIOS. You know when you boot your computer, you go to the BIOS, right? Either you press delete or F1. But in this case, if you notice our boot sequence here by default is floppy. Is that not correct? The second one is what? And the last one is what? Now, we all know that our CD currently have the image for Windows XP. Our hard drive don't have that, right? So what I want you to do, click on the CD and push it up. Come to the arrow there, then you push it up. Of course, if you're not using Mac, you'll see a slight difference, but it's exactly the same thing. Yeah. Then go to the hard drive and push the hard drive up again. Are we together? Okay. Okay. We don't have a floppy, so just for us to be more safer, let's uncheck floppy. So floppy will not be taking part in booting sequence. The only person taking part is CD and what? The hard disk. Okay. I think if that is settled, later on we'll go through the different icons, but for now we just want to install Windows XP. So click OK and click Start, and the virtual machine will start now. You see XP is booting up, right? Okay. So let's allow it to boot up. Okay, I think I had an issue, but I think I can solve it. Take my CD, my USB came out. Yeah. Let me just confirm if I can still have my hard drive. Is there okay? Okay, my installation is going through now. I think there was a slight mistake. My USB actually came out. My external hard drive actually came out. Okay, I'll make a full screen. Okay, now this is the setup you get. You'll notice here it's asking you to set up your Windows. To repair your Windows, to quit, of course, we're going to set up XP. So we'll press enter. Then we'll press F8 to agree.